Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I will be analyzing the results I've had up till this point in the winter tournament because I haven't posted very much recently. Okay, so right now Zach's leading the tournament at 6-0. The results since I've last posted were in round 5 I lost to BFG. So I'm going to take a look at that game right now. Score to spec. Alright. So he scouts the major in the first move. I come up. My plan is I'm just going to have slow attacks on all three sides. I hit their major, so that's not horrible. I get the major info, so I can use that major to try to find where his other big pieces might be. Right, sit there with the lieutenant, threaten his major. I doubt he's gonna hit it. I'm thinking it's probably backed. And okay, so now this move makes me think it's definitely backed. And I'm thinking that this is either the general or the marshal. I think that just personally, from what I usually see with players backing this stuff, I think it's the general. So this is, I've already called this as the general. He moves back. I decide not to move in because I think he'll just hit it with the major. Coming up with a scout. And I find a major. So very good information. I definitely like how this game is going. He hits there. I find a captain. Move over. He lets me trade. Okay, now I move over. I think that this is not anything good, so I decide not to scout. I have the general sitting out in a unexpected spot, so maybe I can take a colonel or something. Moves down. I hit lieutenant, so that works. I come over with a known sergeant. I don't think I remembered that it was a known sergeant though, so he could just come down with another lieutenant. Move back. I hit lieutenant. Now he'll retreat, and I find his fourth lieutenant. So I already know all of his lieutenants. I've got great information on him, on his mid-range pieces. The thing is, if you've been watching this channel, you know my memory isn't so great. So that's a lot of stuff to keep track of. Scout there. Okay, I take that scout. He trades off the lieutenants. Now I'm calling this as either a major or a colonel. So I'm going to come up with the marshal because I know with the information that I have, if I can just be up a major, even if I show my marshal information, I'm still banking that being the general. So I think that this is going to be worth taking with my marshal. I'm putting my marshal in a very unexpected space, and he doesn't know that I have this call, that this is either going to be a major or colonel. So I take it. Now, this piece was, this is definitely a good move by me. There's no getting around that because he had uh, this this piece was guarding a scout, and the other piece guarding it was a lieutenant. So if it was the spy, then I could come up and just take the scout, and I could really put this spy in a lot of trouble. You definitely don't want to put your spy in this weak of a position, especially with so many moved pieces. So I could just come in and take them if I took his spy, and I could even have maybe put my last scout on it. Like there were so many different options, so this just did not make any sense to be the spy, which is a sure sign that it was the spy. So yeah, I've called this as his general, but this is still just completely losing. Now I'll do what I can, but there, this is a completely lost position. Come up, comes down with the major. He's scared of that, which is uh, shows he may think it's a colonel. He takes, I take, and this is the called general, so I'm just going to trade it. Yeah, it's the general. Now, the only way I could potentially win this game is if he blunders and I'm able to trade stuff off. Okay, so I trade off that colonel, that's good. If I could somehow trade off that last colonel, I might have a small shot at winning the game. But I doubt he's going to let me do that. Coming over with this piece, I don't know what might be the colonel. I scout minor. I know this isn't going to be the marshal. No way he would take that risk. But I was hoping it was a colonel, but no, he wasn't going to make that mistake. I retreat with the captain. Now I just have so much that I have to guard with my colonel, and if he plays it right, as I've said before, it's just completely lost. There's absolutely nothing I can do. I come down. There's his marshal. Now I can run around the lakes, uh, maybe see how he feels about me in certain parts of the board. But really, this is just a lost game. He's coming around with this piece, which is, it could certainly be the colonel. I have no way of really making a call. He could do it both ways. Is I have to guard all four of these moved pieces, which is just not possible. He threatens, I move up. He's coming in. I have no choice but to believe it. Now he's coming around this way with the marshal, which is exactly what he should be doing. I come down with the colonel, move over. And now I just don't have any moves. I decide to come over test it with a sergeant, and it's a sergeant. So now this is looking like it's the colonel, and I have no choice but to let him take this. And he does. So now this is, I'm down a marshal and a captain, and up 2 lieutenants against 2 sergeants. He scouts that. Comes over at the marshal. He's going to trap this captain. Or not. I guess he thinks keeping my major contained is more important. I move down. Interesting that he doesn't want to trade the major. I mean, he's completely winning. It doesn't matter how he plays it. I come over, come down. I'm just looking to get a shot at Lotto. He'll trade, come up, forced to come out with the major. Now I Lotto the corner. I don't even bother hitting up. I think it's more important to get my major into position as I make it here just in time to get into a position where I can bring up the spy and force him to move away so that I can Lotto a bomb over here. Comes up with his spy. Now I take. Him playing it this way tells me that he does not have an open flag over here. So I know the game is over. I'm just going to Lotto, see what I'm going to find. Retreat with the spy, because why not? I Lotto there, and Lotto the corner, and that's a bomb, and that's the end of the game. So pretty well played by him. He had the completely unexpected spy location. In my opinion, it was a bad move, but it did work. So there's always something to be said for that. I may feel more like it's just a bad move because of the fact that it was the reason that he won this game. If I pick up this major here and right here in this position, I'm up a major, up a lieutenant, down a captain, down a sergeant, and I'm an endgames player. I've this column is general. I know these lieutenants. I know these majors, lieutenant, captain. So I have very good information. I have obviously this general. Having a good idea where it is makes it much harder for him to counterattack. And it's just all around a very good position for me if this isn't the spy. But of course it was. So that's my first loss in the tournament. And then in round 6, I kind of played this game on the fly. It I did not give very much focus to it. Um, as I'll demonstrate, I just threw this setup together in a couple of minutes. It's not a great setup. It's some deception with this Marshall, this bomb. So this back row major. So some decent stuff. Not a great setup, but as I said, I played this game on the fly. It was actually I had to get up several times during the game. So as a result, I lost track of all of his pieces. No offense to this player, I think he played an okay game, but this would have been a very easy win had that not happened. So it comes out with this piece. I'm just trying to make something happen pretty quickly with this captain. I played this game more of a ranked game style. Wait, I find a front row major, so that's good. Move over. Scout. Come up with this major. Takes. Takes. I come back. He comes and just sits there with his colonel. Takes. Find a major. So down 2 captains, up 2 sergeants, my type of game. Scout that, find a minor. Down a lot of scouts though, so that's not great. Comes over at the minor. Come down with the sergeant. I'm figuring that none of okay, I get a captain there, so that's good. Take. Comes down with the colonel, and he's completely willing to just take something with that colonel. He is not fearing that sergeant being a good piece, and it's not. I come up with the general uncommon for me because I'm not bluffing. Normally at this point in the game, I'm going to be bluffing with my big pieces. I'm not going to actually move them. But I'm thinking, why not? I have an opportunity to make him take a 50-50 guess. I think he's going to pick wrong, as he does. And I'm up a colonel. Okay, easy win. You'd think, but no. Now what I need to do is remember these majors, come up slowly, get information. But of course, I'm getting up in this game. I'm not paying much attention. Also, I want to point out I'm not making excuses. I should have focused more in the game. I should have found a time that I could there, and we trade that off. I should have found a time where I could focus more, and that's completely my fault. But I'm just explaining why this was a draw when it absolutely should have been a win. It actually ruined my chances to win the tournament. Okay, I get a captain there, so that's nice. He has 2 majors in the center of the board. I'm not sure if I still know those are majors. I may have forgotten them by now. Just trying to slowly make progress. I know I'm up the colonel, so that's the only thing that's particularly in my favor, but obviously I do pretty well when I'm up a big piece like that. He takes a lieutenant. I bluffed this. If he had called this, he would have my spy, but thankfully he didn't. Now I'm coming up with this captain because why not? I know a lot of. I know both his majors. I think at this point in the game I still knew those pieces. Coming over with the general. Clearly he's having no memory problems. He knows, he remembers my general. There we go, take a captain. There's the colonel. Alright, so this is an easy win. This is a game that can easily be put away. It involves coming with this general, threatening these majors, maybe pressuring with the marshal, maybe bluffing a little, trying to see if I can pick up a major, maybe sacrifice, get aggressive with the spy, get a call on the marshal, but I've forgotten all the pieces by now. There's no way I can take that really easy step to win the game. So, as you can see, this just doesn't make any sense. I know this isn't, I know this isn't his marshal. I can just pressure, I just take a free piece. It's that simple. I come up here, and in retrospect, this didn't make any sense to beat a marshal. I should have played up and then taken it. He's coming with that known minor, which I don't think, which I've forgotten. So would have played this differently had I known that. He hits, he finds a colonel, so that's not good, and then I trade my unknown lieutenant for his known lieutenant. So that's also very bad. And like I said, that was not a known. I didn't remember that. Coming up bluffing with this minor. Now I'm coming up with my marshal, trying to get something done. I don't like the direction this game is taking because I just don't have any information. I'm trying to play a trick that Spion likes to, just sitting the marshal up, making it incredibly unobvious, and hoping I can take a big piece. I take scout, so that's good. He moves down, comes over with the major. Coming over to general, trying to apply pressure. He comes up with that piece. I move the marshal up. It's the captain. I think I may actually know the captain. I think that's the only piece I know. The colonel, I think I know, is one of these two. I come up again. Yeah, I remember this captain, so I think I took. I bluff backing with the minor. He doesn't know my marshal. Takes. Nothing. Up. And find the marshal. This is still a win, this position. Obviously, I forgot that kernel. It's kind of funny just seeing how bad my memory was in this game. Come pressure, hit, sergeant. And now this stinks because all I have over here is a kernel, and I don't want to take away the kernel. He takes that, I take it. Pressure, over. And I have no idea why he didn't hit. He should have hit. That was a big mistake by him. I'm coming over at the general. He's coming on there. He takes with his general. And I'm down 3 pieces versus the kernel. So I'm not happy with this position. Forced to allow a trade here. Go into pressure. A lot of shuffling here, so basically kernels get traded, marshals get traded. I come up with the minor and defuse this bomb. I'm going to hit behind with the spy, find another bomb. I defuse, think that's the flag, but I decide I'm going to be sure and hit with a minor later because I can. And then I absolutely should have just taken the flag because I was getting up and I wasn't paying much attention to the game, and I didn't realize the game clock was about to get to a point where he could just accept a draw. So, uh, so I didn't hit yet, and then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh no, this is a draw, and I'm forced to take it, which is it's an appalling result. This is an obvious flag. We know bomb. Bomb. This is not going to be a bomb. No serious player puts 4 bombs like this. So I absolutely should have hit. That was a bad decision, and it costed me a game that absolutely should have been a win. But I kind of did make up for it the next round, where I got a win over Broken Clock. Out of respect for him, he told me that he did not want me to post this game. So instead, I will show the game after the tournament. But I don't think that he has a right in this tournament to not have his games shown. And I respect that. He's a very good player, and we had a good game. I can tell you a little about the game. Uh, I was up some little stuff. He failed on the blind spy attempt because I left the lieutenant as my marshal, and I called his general. He came down with the general, and I took it with my unsuspected third row unmoved marshal, and he came down with his marshal, and he ran into his spy, and that was the end of the game. So it's great to be able to play at this level. He's definitely a better player than me. I wasn't expecting to win that game, but I'm very happy I did. Right now, Zach is in first place in this tournament. Tourney Kid is having a great tournament. He's four wins, 3 draws, no losses. He's one of the few players to not have any losses. Zach doesn't have any losses, obviously. Loser Maker doesn't, and Eagle 6. All very good players. What else? The game against Zach and the game between Zach and Nordstrom will be played pretty soon. I'm really looking forward to that game. I think that I play. I think I play Zach no matter what. I'm not entirely sure though. Um, yeah, so if Zach wins, he'll be 7-0, and even if I win, I can't stop him from winning the tournament. Because all he has to do is win his games when he doesn't play me. He's just an incredible player. Uh, I'm very happy I've gotten to play the games with him that I have. He's actually taught me a lot about the game. So, obviously, Nordstrom is also a great guy and a terrific player. He's won the world championship, I think, 4 times. And so that's going to be an extremely interesting game. I'm going to want to tune in for that if they allow spectating. Yeah, so also shout out to Jesus Saves for having a tremendous game against Hyperfocus, where he was down 3 pieces. Actually, I think he was down 6 pieces at the worst of it, and he managed to come back and get past the clock to turn it into a draw. So very well done for him. And I think that's about it. So we're going to await future results. I hope that I can post my game with Zach next round. Of course, I've screwed up the math a couple of times already. I've thought I was going to play Zach earlier, and I haven't. Um, I hope I finally get to. Yeah, so I'll sign off for now, and I hope to see you in a video very soon.